Hello, everybody. Welcome to the third episode of Vibes and Music podcast. As usual, I am Kelechi Odusoya, and with me is
Diva Debbie.
And today we have a special guest.
Oh yes.
This is someone we look up to in the classical music space.
Yes, she has started doing things.
Yeah. Her name is Jennifer Maduka. Jennifer, do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Okay, hi everybody. I am so excited to be here. And these are not just my colleagues, they are also my friends.
Aww.
And I'm sure because of that, this is going to be an awesome time and I'm already having fun. Well, I'm Jenifer Maduka, a soprano, currently studying at the University of Lagos, music, like pursuing my degree, a full-time performer, and yeah, that's basically about myself.
The topic for today's episode, music and the church.
Music and the church.
So we're going to discuss music and the church, and we're going to hear insights from Jennifer also about how the church has shaped her music journey and how the church can do better in terms of music. So thank you for tuning in, and I hope you enjoy this episode. This is a Vibes and Music podcast,
brought to you by Bellarian Musicals,
your go-to podcast for music literacy and music awareness in Nigeria.
Are you ready?
Debbie, so can you give us that background, that research you've done on it? Jennifer, she just gave us a snippet. Let Debbie
Don't
give
put me
us
on the spot like that.
The full story.
Okay, so this is Jennifer Maduka, and according to my own small research, Jennifer did a diploma of music at Muson. She started at 2017, finished at 2019, and she got an award for the best female operatic singer. It's not easy if you know Muson and you know opera, and then we are saying this lady here won the best female operatic singer as at that her time. She also has a grade 8 distinction from the Associate Board of the Royal School of Music, London. Hey, no be small thing. She has gotten the best award and winner of Catholic Music Competition in 2016. Also, she has hosted concerts with the Classic Attitude and also her own personal concerts. Yeah, so she's going to tell us about her personal musical journey and how it all started. Like, we want to hear details like childhood and the gist, because of course, you know, you have it with you. So let us know.
And I still remember because right now it's only money that is in my head.
Don't worry, when you start
Very
talking,
important. Actually, money is very important.
Okay, well, how did I start? Thank you so much, Debbie and Casey. So, I used to live with my grandma then in Uyo. So, and my grandma was a very churchy kind of person. So, she would usually take me with her to church every evening. I mean, what did I know? These are not sharing biscuits, sha. I'll just sit down and be just restless. I used to be very, very energetic when I was young.
Around what age was that?
Like 9, 10.
Okay.
I used to be very, very energetic. So, I would listen to the choir and then I'll just leave my grandma sometimes. I'll just go and join the choir. I don't know what I'm doing there, but I'll just sit down there. And this choir then, you know, and especially in Uyo, it's all these old people, all these grandma, those ones now that when you don't join the choir now, they will tell you, do you know how long I've been singing? Do you know how long I've been in this choir? Kind of so I'll just sit down there, and gradually I started singing with them, and I became the youngest chorister there. So every evening I'll go to rehearsal, my grandma will come pick me, we'll go home. So that was where I actually started singing with the choir then. And in 2005, I came to Lagos. My mom used to attend MFM. Okay. That was then. She used to attend MFM. We'll go to church together at 5 a.m. and come back 8 p.m. or something.
Sunday church.
Yes, that's how they used to do. Yes.
Wow.
We'll go to church 5 a.m., you know, because to get bus and then to get a front seat. So we'll now come back 8 p.m. and all that. I got tired of it. It was like
hectic.
Do you get? So one day I now followed my neighbor. It was a harvest in one Catholic church called St. Mary's at Jegule. So I followed him there that day. And then he asked me if I would like to join the choir because he always heard me. I usually sing around the compound and all that. So I said, yes, that would be nice. I really love the way they are singing. They're doing woo. I'm like, I really like the way they are singing. That I've not heard this kind of singing before. How do they do it? So he was like, well, I can join them if I want to. That he can convince my mom that I should start attending Catholic church. I said, that would be nice. He should talk to my mom. So we got back home that day. He spoke to my mom. My mom was kind of reluctant, but she agreed and told him as far as I'll be under his care when I'm going to church and bringing me back and all that. So I joined the choir. I got baptized there. That was where I actually started. I was very shy in the choir because I was very young. And then me sitting down with these people that are so good to me, like, they're always pitching things that I don't know. So I was always shy. When they tell me to sing, I would just run back. I said, I cannot do it. Until one fateful day, my choir master's wife now told me that she wants me to sing the responsorial psalm for one service. It's always that's the responsorial psalm for one of the masses. Then, God, if you see me, I was shaking. And I told my choir master. He said no, that I must do it because they always hear me sing, and according to her, I had a nice voice. That she wanted me to come out and start singing and not just be hiding. And then, sopranos, they always beef themselves and all that. Of course. So I didn't want to. I was still in secondary school. Drama. Do you understand? So, but she said no, that I should sing it. I should go and learn. I said, what if I make mistake? She said, I will learn. I should go and learn it. That was how I learned it. And before then, responsorial psalms in my parish, then it has to be duet, soprano alto, or soprano tenor, bass, and it has never been a solo. But it started with me. I was not like, okay, why is it my turn? You guys are not making me sing a solo. Is it that, like, did you plan it? And they were like, I should just try. So I sang that day. Lo and behold, first time in history, somebody walked up to a psalmist and dashed her 500 naira. Wow! So you can imagine, that was the first time that had even happened in that parish. So it now boosted my energy. I said, that means I can do this too. I can do this. And like my master was like, you see, I told you. So from that time, any special mass, maybe the bishop is coming around. It was a very big parish. You can browse them. St. Mary's Ajunle, very big. Sing well too. Yes, then I don't know now. Okay. Any special mass, maybe the bishop is coming, or a lot of priests, they are coming together in my parish. They want me to sing the psalm. That was how it now started. Carols, I would sing special number like solo. Yeah, O Holy Night. That time, that was O Holy Night. Then I joined the Amsterdam Assistant Choir. Okay. Then, it's another thing, eh? When you are a superstar in your church, like in your and in Catholic churches they have different choirs. So when you are a superstar in your own choir, not like even the, and then you now go out, they now say you should come and sing in a place that has a lot of choristers from different places. That's another ballgame entirely. I was like, can I do it? Can I do? Wow, this just looking for me up and down. What did I do? There was one man, I think his name was Alozie. I think that was his name, then the choir master. So one time he was just drilling the sopranos. He was just asking us, you sing. I think he didn't like the sound he was hearing. So he was like, sing, you. Everybody, that one would sing. He said, no. A bit higher, you're sounding flat, and your voice should be this way, your voice should be this way. I was shaking where I was because I don't like public embarrassment. I was like, everybody will not hear how I sound. So he now got to my turn. I was shaking. So he now said I should sing that note. I sang it. He now said, my name is Alozie. What's your name? He now said, I was like, do you get? I was like, oh, okay, what's happening here? So he jokingly just said, will you marry me? And it was a joke, really. So I was like, yeah. So he was like, that's beautiful. In fact, I should meet him after the rehearsal, that he has a song he would like me to learn. I went to meet him. He gave me Oh Lovely Peace. That was my first duet with one girl, I think Marian or something. Yeah, she was a mezzo-soprano. Yeah, we sang it together. The rehearsals was not easy because I made a lot of mistakes. It was my first time singing that kind of song. I've only been singing psalms. Psalms, it's just and hymns. And then this one, you're telling me to sing a full song that I have to sing from start to finish. That's like 3 pages. I didn't know how to sight read then. So I learned by hearing. So it was difficult for me, at some point he had to book another rehearsal for just me, because he said already people are already saying that why would he give me that I'm too small. I was very small, I was very tiny, that I'm too small to come out in it was a big event. I've forgotten where they did it, for me to just come out and sing, and the person I'm singing, my voice was too tiny. You know how people can be.
I guess yes, have something to say until now.
You know, her voice is even too tiny and all that. Cannot. He said, I want her to do it. I know she can do it. So he booked a private rehearsal for me. We rehearsed together and all that. And I sang that day. It was glorious. Well, like always, it was glorious. Until I think that now made me. I now started believing in myself that I could do it. I went into it. I didn't actually go into singing like I wanted to take it professionally. I wanted to just be a church chorister. I wanted to be a banker. So I was like, okay, every evening go to rehearsal, I'll come back, sing for God, and that's it. So, but along the line, I started having this thing like, okay, I can actually train myself to be better. Yeah, I can actually train myself to be better. But so where do I start from? First of all, I don't know how to sight read. So that means that would be like a something block. I have to break that down. So there is this my friend, I'm sure you guys will know him, Daniel Okereke.
Oh, yeah.
We've been friends from like way back, me, Daniel, John. So Daniel actually taught me my first sight reading.
Wow.
He knew how to sight read then, you know. And the way they would sing, and we'll just give them song, they would just blah 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 blah, and I'm like, Jesus, these people are magicians, so how are they doing this thing? So I met him. He now started teaching me, but it was so boring. You know, it was so boring.
I can imagine.
No, it was so boring. I was like, God, I was used to do re mi. So you telling me to just count crotchets and then time signatures and all that. No, it was boring. I tried, but it was somehow...
It was difficult.
Yeah, it was difficult, so I just left it. I went back to my learning of music. But yeah, I said maybe this was not for me. So I was doing that until, I think, 2016. When a friend of mine told me about Muson. And he said, I have a lovely voice, that he knows a school that sings like that. You know, anybody that sings, woo, they think you are, yeah, and you do, yeah, they'll just say, yeah.
Or do you know?
So he said, you know, he knows of a school that everybody there are singing, woo. I said, wow, are you serious? Where? He said, on the island. Blah, blah. He told me about the school. He finished from Peter King, so he's more of a jazz guy. So he told me about the school and all that. I said, but do you think they'll pick me? Because I don't think I'm that good though. Like, I'm good in my parish. But he said, I should just try. That he knows of a guy that he can pay. In fact, he will pay for my classes. I should just be going to class and prepare for the exam. So it was Michael Amadi.
Okay,
yeah.
Yes.
So he paid Michael Amadi from his own pockets. I said, oh, Jennifer, I have a friend that I want you to train ahead of the audition and all that. So I started my classes with Michael Amadi, voice classes to prepare me for the Muson audition. And then I also did my graded exams, grade 3 then. And I got a merit because my theory was quite bad at that time. So that was how it started. Yeah. And then one time I sang Ave Maria. That was before the audition. I sang one Ave Maria. Ave Maria, gratia plena. Yeah. So, and it was not just me. I sang it with some friends of mine, and also a tenor, a baritone, a quartet. So I now posted it on my Facebook. Then Igwe now saw it. Igwe now messaged me. And before that time, I've been following him. I'm like, this man, they say he's in Muson. He's a teacher in Muson.
Is this a sign?
Before that time, so he now messaged me. First of all, I just held the phone. I turned it off. I turned it back on.
Like, to make sure that...
Yes. Do you know the message he just said? He said, I just listened to your Ave Maria. Your voice is so lovely. Keep it up. That was the thing he said, though. But I could not believe it. So I now called out my friend. I asked him, look at this man in Muson. He just messaged me. He said, what's his name? I said, Igwe. He said, he's one of the teachers there. I think you should message him and tell him that, okay, you want to apply to Muson and all that. I said, that's a good idea. So I messaged him and told him, good evening, sir. Thank you very much, sir. This is like really encouraging. And I want to apply to Muson School of Music. he was like, wow, that's nice. Come and meet me on Monday. Come to my office on Monday.
Where good voice does not pass.
Yeah, I mean, he said, come to my office on Monday. I said, oh wow, that Monday I was working. I told my boss I was sick. I went to Mission straight first thing in the morning, and I went to his office. So we discussed. He now asked me if I know how to sight read. I said I don't know. So he now said that means I have to work on that one. So he gave me some exercises, vocal exercises that he think they might use for the audition. So I should start preparing because he really wanted me to be like one of the students that will be selected. So I went home, I was practicing and all that. Audition day, I sang at the audition and I made it. And after the audition, Igwe now called me and said, would I love to be a part of the Mission choir? And this was the choir that I think in 2015, I went to audition. They told me that they cannot take me because I don't know how to sight read.
Can you imagine?
And then 2016 also. And he could not even remember my face and all that. I said, yes, I'll join. So I joined the Mission choir. And during my audition again, it was G Mama and Mama Pata that were the directors then. So I did my exam, my theory. It got missing. They could not find it. And this was after I prepared for somebody that does not even like those kind. Do you understand?
After preparing.
So yeah. Mama Banke now came in. So she heard me singing on the staircase one day. She was like, who is singing like that? Who is singing like that? Who is singing with such a tiny voice? So I now came up. So I was just walking. I wanted to go and submit something to Marianne. So I just came up. Marianne now said, hey Mama, this is the Jennifer.
Marianne.
So when you say this is the Jennifer,
of course,
that means something has
happened
that my name came up. That I just stood there. I was like, "Good evening." I didn't know her really. I said, "Good evening, ma." I was trying to know who she was. She said, "Good evening." She like mimicked my voice. I said, "Okay," and I just went straight to Marianne. So she was like, So you are the one that people have been talking about in this mission. I said, I don't understand. So Marianne now said, this is Princess Banke. I jumped because Michael Amadi told me about her and that he would love me to be her student. So I jumped. I was, oh, Mama, your student is teaching me, Michael Amadi. He was like, oh, are you serious? Come to my office.
Nice.
So I went to her office. She said I should sing something. I sang Una Voce Pukufa. Before when you see an opportunity, you have to try all your possible best. So I sang it. As I was singing it, Mr. Joe now came to the door. He now peeped. He went back. I saw his face. He now peeped. He went back. So when I was coming out, he now said, are you the one singing? I was very small, like tiny. If you know me now.
I know you.
Like I was very tiny. So he was like, and my voice was like big then.
Bigger than your.
So he was like, are you the one? Were you the one singing Una Voce Pukufa? I said yes. I said, wow, that's lovely. Keep it up. I said, thank you, sir. Me, I went. It was later I was not hearing that he's the opera head in Mission. I was like, oh, okay. So anyway, after my mission exam, G Mama called me and told me that they could not find my paper and all that. And Mama has been really angry about it because Mama kind of coached me for that exam too. So Mama took it on her head like this. She said they are not dropping me unless they find my result and see that I failed. But if not, if they cannot find my sheets, that is not my fault. They cannot drop me. So G Mama now had to imagine. Deputy director had to call me, a nobody. She now called me one morning and told me that that they are giving me a chance to come back and write my exam. Again. Only me. Wow. Can you imagine something I've done? I've even forgotten that. Babe, I was sick. I felt sick. On that morning where I was preparing to go for the exam, I was just drinking tea and thinking of how I'll write the exam not to fail, Then Chimawana called me and said, oh, congratulations, we just found your paper. You know how she talks. She said, congratulations, we just found your paper. It's here and you made it. Oh, the tea I was drinking, I just
you
get
became well, right?
You get. I was so excited. I now called Princess Monkey. I said, Mama, I made it. She was like, I know. Like, they told her. So she was like, I know. And by the way, congratulations, because your name is on the list.
Oh, nice.
I was like, oh, okay. That was, no, it was mind-blowing. And that was how I got into Muson, and I became her student. She picked me, of course.
Why is this looking like
2
one
years
Nollywood movie?
Do you understand? Like, everything was just happening. Like,
to use this our experiences to do movies.
the thing was just coming together. It was really nice. And yes, so I studied under Princess Banke at Imola for 2 years. And that was how my music journey started. I think while I was in Muson, from Muson I started having opportunities to perform at events and even theater productions and all that. So when I left Muson, it was not so difficult for me to flow into the market.
The topic still remains music at the church, and of course you've had some church experience. So during your time singing in the Catholic Church, and I don't know if you've sung in other churches, did you feel like appreciated? Did the church appreciate you, like your efforts, your everything?
You see, this church thing, in fact, I had to make a post about it on Facebook one time, and it got viral, because it's a delicate topic. There are two sets of people when it comes to this music in churches. There are this set of people who believe you're doing it for God.
Okay.
And there are this set of people who believe they should be paid. And I am among that set of people who believe that you should pay musicians, especially the learned ones, the ones who studied this thing. It's a job. It's a job.
Time job.
Do you get? It's a job. So you can't say, oh, because it's music, it's done in the church, you're not supposed to be paid. It's a talent given to you by God. Doctors, it's a talent, and God gave them.
You still have to build on it.
Do you understand? Yeah. You can't tell me that. Pastors get paid.
Of course.
So you want to tell me it's not they? It was even God's calling. That's what they say. So you that God.
So that God called.
So you that God called. You're getting paid.
You that now went to school.
And you get
learn it.
even priests, Catholic priests. They live a soft life. The church gives them everything. So it's now me. And I say, oh, I should even go and know what I will do with my life. Because so it's not funny. It is not funny. So I believe that we are really on the bad side, especially in this part of the world, Nigeria. Churches they are making it very difficult for musicians. It's just few churches that are really appreciating musicians, and well, you can say it's not really what the musicians deserve, but at least the churches are doing their best to appreciate. Other than those ones that will say you're doing it for God. If you don't do it, God will take away your talent, and they will now go to that passage in the Bible that says that about the people
talent.
That the one buried.
The one that buried the talent.
Don't say that. There are people. We have people who are married in the choir, and what they really want to do is music. So because of the way churches are pushing them that they cannot be paid, these guys go out to do something else entirely, like find other jobs. So when you're doing another job, and then the church is coming back to tell you that, oh, you should put more effort in the singing, in the musicianship of this church. How do you want that to happen? Do you understand? These guys, they go to work, let's say 8 to 9. They come back, sometimes, maybe once a week, church rehearsals. They come from church.
From work.
They come from work after the traffic. And they come to rehearsal sleeping. Wait, do you really think you will really gain so much from that?
For a master that didn't even prepare for his rehearsal.
Do you understand? And so if you want something good, be ready to give out. Then say now money, you go make money. So if you want something very, very nice, like you want, some people will say they want like the what is this choir? This very large choir.
Mormon.
Yes, Mormon choir. They want that kind of sound. They want this, they want that. But you don't invest in your choristers. So in this part of the world, they don't appreciate musicians at all. And it's sad because this thing is also kind of, it's not encouraging to the people who really want to study music. Some families, they won't even allow their children to study music because they feel like, okay, after music, what happens?
Next?
What next? And even the people studying music, some of them now, go to Alaba markets, they're selling things. And these are people from your set. who finished really, really good. They were really, really good. But right now, they are into selling of provisions. It's good. I'm not saying it's not good. Of course, it's good. But now, they're like, yes, their full time is selling provisions, selling clothes, doing these stuffs. It's not easy. It's like a struggle. It's a struggle. And I think if there should be a turnaround, it should start from the church. Because classical music in particular, it's the church's music. You can't really say somebody that studies classical music should just, after studying, you just go and start doing concerts up and down. No, it has to come from the church. You go back to the church, you start singing in the church. They are the ones that does all these handles, all this classical singing in particular. They do it in the church. Anglican churches, Catholic churches, even contemporary churches now, they have classical choirs, and then they have contemporary choirs. So if these guys, these classical musicians in particular, their jobs are dependent on the church, and then the church is not using to. Do you understand? So how do you want them to survive? And if they don't survive musically, how do you want the music in your church to survive? How do you want the music in your church to survive?
So this experience with the church not being appreciative, is it the same across all denominations, or is it something peculiar to the Catholic Church?
In fact, I think it's a Catholic Church problem. Most churches are trying. Anglican churches are also trying. Some Anglican churches are trying, well, not all. But you see Catholic Church, you cannot boldly name one church that is actually appreciating choristers. They believe it's a thing from God. And go to a Catholic church, if you cannot find a tuned organ. What you will go to a very big standard Catholic church, and what they're using is keyboard or upright piano. That is, you get. But at least if you walk to a big Anglican church, in fact, small Anglican churches, they have organs. First of all, they appreciate good music.
Yeah.
So,
and it takes money.
Yes. So you can say they are not paying choristers, but if the church has this mindset that, oh, the music has to be good here, by even getting good instruments. So that means it's just little touch up here and there that you make them to come together and say, oh, I think we should start appreciating our choristers. But if you go to a church that even buying instruments is a problem, how do you want to start?
Not of the singers.
How do you want to start? Like, do you get? So, it's a big problem. It is a very, very big problem. And even the music in Catholic churches now is not of standard anymore, because musicians are leaving. It's not, you cannot boldly say the Catholic church music is of good standard right now. Musicians are leaving. I was a church, Catholic. Right? Yes. They are going to churches now, they are paying them. I was a Catholic. I am still a Catholic. Well, until I get married, I don't know who I'll get married to. But I was a Catholic. And now I am in an Anglican church. The Anglican church is not paying. But the fact that they even appreciate choristers.
So what exactly can the church do better?
It's a lot, though. You cannot just point one, because the problem has started long ago.
Yeah.
And it has eaten to the root, like big time. It's a lot. Well, first of all, I think they should start by getting good instruments. Well, are we talking about the Catholic Church or the church in general?
Well, church in general, but with the Catholic Church as like a focal point.
Okay. I think, first of all, they should start with getting good instruments. Good instruments. And then start taking care of the choristers. They can start from there.
Taking care as in paying.
Pay. So I don't really want to use the word paying, because some people have issues with that. Okay. But although that's like the basic name we can call it. But
incentives.
Do you get? Make sure your choristers are okay. You can't expect a married man who is the organist in your church, who has kids at home, to devote his time just because he's the organist of your church. He can actually leave if he wants to.
Yeah.
And you should not blackmail him.
Exactly, all those emotional blackmail.
Do you get? Don't
you wake up early to go to work, but you cannot
come to church.
So
that's really bad. That's really, really bad. So it's a lot. So they should try.
Classical musicians are going through the people leading the choir, if not paying all the choristers, what maybe like choir masters,
I think
training,
it should be
that.
I think it should be like a job, because the Catholic Church music is very deep. You can't just pick somebody from nowhere, or maybe because the person comes to church every day or prays the rosary regularly, or you see the person in chapel and say, this man is the man of God.
It's not a vision.
It takes a whole lot of skill. In fact, in music history, in history of music, when we are talking about Catholic music, in fact, me, I was even confused then in class because I've not heard some things that they were saying. I've not even seen it happen in my own church. People were now asking me, I was even confused. I had to go and ask a priest. He now said, yes, but we don't do it in Nigeria. Yes, but we don't do this.
Is it the Gregorian chant?
Not all those mass, like all those Kyrie, the introits, all those things. So we neglect so many of all those things because even some priests don't even know. They don't even know what is supposed to happen.
In fact, let me tell you, there was in 2015, that was before Mission, 2016, thereabout. There was this chapel in Ikoyi. They do only the old mass. That old mass where you chant those things that are in blocks. I've forgotten what the name is.
News.
Yeah, that's the only thing they do from start to finish. So they now called some of us then who could still try to read. We started attending the church and we sing. It was love. My God, if you hear us singing, chants. You know how moving chants. Do you get? And this was the old chants. Like from start to finish. There's no all these ones that during halfway they'll start beating Thanksgiving and started. No, from start to finish. Peaceful. It was peaceful and beautiful. Solemn. Do you get? How much were they giving us that time? 2,000 naira.
Happy to even go there.
But hold on, no. This is the issue I want to bring now. How much were they giving us that time? 2,000 naira per service per mass. At a point they said 2,000 naira is too much. That what are we really doing that they are paying us 2,000 naira per person? That's to show you how the Catholic Church, they have problems with this thing. And then that was how many of us stopped going. And then some of the members started calling us, since you guys stopped coming, the church has been boring. I said before, you even saw people who were good, who were collecting 2K. Sometimes after the mass, you have to now line up and be waiting to collect your money.
Do you
understand?
Help your life.
Yeah, so that was how that choir now went their own way. And the church, the only congregation will be singing that. So that was how they lost it, So I think it's a big issue. No Catholic church right now. If you go and tell them, okay, be giving your choristers at least 2,500 for transport, just as little as 2,500 for transport.
They will choir.
You get
only child,
yes. Now,
so, and I don't. It's a problem. Well, it's a problem.
I think we actually need to have a sit down with maybe a priest some other time and find out what exactly is the problem.
I don't know why they find it hard to believe that.
Maybe we should hear from them. Maybe there's something we
don't know.
I don't know why they find it hard to believe that it's a job. They believe that even if you study music, you should maybe you break out and go and do another thing that will give you money. After Unilag, I plan to still further my education.
Okay.
I still want to further. I want to further to that point whereby I will have to talk and they will have to listen because it's me that is talking. Because there's a lot to actually purge out of this our industry, the classical music industry, especially
in Nigeria, right?
In Nigeria, yeah.
Okay.
So there's a lot to purge out, and sometimes you have to be influential for people to actually listen to you.
I understand.
If you don't have that position, people will not. They'll be like, okay, when you finish talking, you close your mouth. We'll still do what we are doing. Yeah, but I'm just open to what the future has for me. I have some things in mind, but I don't like.
You don't want to say. I understand.
Yeah. So I don't want people to start calculating for me. Okay,
she said
this. No. So let it just be there as it's coming. People will be seeing them. But the one I can say is that I have plans to still further my education.
Okay, so what advice would you have for someone who maybe is just in the church choir and has dreams of furthering music, and then the parents are saying, what do you want to do with music? What advice would you have for someone like that? Would you advise the person to go ahead?
Of course, that's what I would say, because it's my field, and the more the merrier. So they should just not be discouraged if you are really sure it's what you want to do. Because it's another thing when you are doing it because your friends are doing it. Your luck may not shine in it. But if you're really sure that this is what you want to do, and you have plans about it, because there are also the rough sides of it. Imagine COVID-19.
Yeah.
If you are somebody who is just into music alone and all that, and you have a family who has been discouraging, who said they don't want you to do this, and you went ahead to do it, COVID-19 comes, what will you do, really?
I'll be like, I told you so.
Yeah, do you get? So, they should just encourage themselves and just go for it if they are sure it's what they want to do.
Okay.
And then they should most importantly, they should keep learning, because there's this problem with us classical musicians. You feel, especially Mission students, you feel when you're done, you have arrived. You are just starting, and then you see some of them. You're not working on yourself, but you're correcting somebody online. So
I understand.
Yeah, so you still have a lot of work to do on yourself. So they just believe that, I'm done now from Mission. In many countries, Mission is not recognized. So I think that's that's pride. We should be proud. I mean, it's a journey, so we should be proud of it, but we should not be that kind of proud, the negative one, that you feel you're bigger than every other person because they didn't go to Mission. Some countries, Mission is not recognized in many countries. That's why you have to do a BRSM. So I think especially Mission students, they should, when you graduate, just know that you are just starting, because that's when the criticism will be much. Anything you post, people will say, but this one said she went to Mission. Why is she doing this kind of music? Maybe you now say, like me, I don't call myself a classical musician. Okay. I call myself a versatile singer. Okay. I do crossovers. I can even do contemporary without so much riffs and runs. And I do opera, and I'll sing it. I'll do normal classical, the Handel style, light voice. I can sing it, So it's not the one you will now come out. You now say, okay, you want to do maybe Broadway, and people are criticizing you and all that. So you should just know that as you're coming out, that's the starting point. That is actually the beginning. It's not even when you are there. That is actually the beginning. Because in fact, there will come a point where you'll be so discouraged. Because you look like nothing you're doing is working. Nothing you're doing is working. Your friends are not encouraging. You post something, for example, online, and then even your classmates are not engaging. Do you understand? So there will be a time like that, especially when you just graduate. But what I would not advise is I don't like it to see Mission people criticize singers online. If you must criticize, go into their DMs, send them a direct message, or if you have their numbers, call them. Some persons is oversabi. You have this person's number on WhatsApp. You cannot go and say, guy, there's this thing. You sang really well, but there's this place you sang that is kind of sharp. Do you think you should actually keep this video or take it down? Or just that friendly advice. Because people are struggling. There are some people who are actually working on their confidence. And one way they are working on that is to come out online. So imagine I see it a lot, especially on Facebook. I don't want to mention names. You just go to the person's comment, you see, why is in this place? But you should have sang this place like this. It's too sharp and you are sounding throaty. You will not see the long episode. Criticisms, why? Why not just do it in the person's DM? And then you do it here, because human beings for you, it's just like how these superstars and their fans. You just need one person to point out the bad thing they noticed, the others will follow. Yeah. So the moment this one just come and criticize and criticize and criticize, people will now come. They too, they have something to say. They will now come, and that's how the person's confidence. You see the person will just go back to his or her shell. They will not want to come out again. And tomorrow, this same person will now come out and say, musicians, people should be coming out, post things online. But you yourself, you are not encouraging.
Part of the problem.
If you know you don't have something good to say, don't say anything at all. You must not talk. Or if you know there are some kind of people, they don't take criticisms too well. Maybe you feel they will insult you. That's why you now went to the post to go and say it, so that they will not insult you there, because they feel like everybody will be seeing it. No, don't say anything at all. And go to their DMs and do it. Yeah, so I just feel like anywhere you are, at any stage, is always a learning ground. You will keep learning and learning and learning. Me right now, I'm still learning. I still have a lot I want to learn. I still have a lot I am unlearning. even from the mission I finished from. I still have a lot I am unlearning, and I still have a lot I am trying to learn, and I think it is going to be like that for a really long time, because as you're advancing, the more broader your knowledge of things will become, and then the more you want to correct so many things and all that stuff. So I just think, everybody's still learning, so don't feel you are not perfect like some people. Even those people, they are still learning, they still have their flaws, so
all right, so thank you so much.
Thank you so much. So interesting.
I think this is our longest episode yet, so thank you so much, Jennifer, for joining us on this podcast. Maybe we hope to have you maybe some other time in the future.
We would have blown.
Yes, so would have blown.
No problem.
All right, so thank you so much. How do we end our episodes again? Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment.
Tell a friend and everything.
Tell a friend.
Yeah.
And tell us more. What do you think about the church paying?
Yeah, send in your views via DM, mail, any means, any way you just see comments, we'll see it and possibly address it. Thank you so much for listening. Bye.